Live from Superior Livestock Auction, it's another Superior Sunrise. For the next half hour, catch up on the latest Superior news, market analysis, and important trends in the cattle industry. Now, here's your host, Beth Bryan.
Good morning and welcome to Superior Sunrise. I'm Beth Bryan and I'm glad you've joined us this morning. We're live from Loveland, Colorado for day 2 of our Week in the Rockies offering. We've got a great show for you, full of wonderful guests. Starting off with world champion auctioneer Charlie Cummings to take a look at the market, and ending the show with world champion auctioneer Ralph Waite to preview what we have on today's auction. So grab that cup of coffee and don't go anywhere. It's time for another Superior Sunrise.
Hello, and welcome to Superior's Week in the Rockies, located in Loveland, Colorado. I'm Nolan Woodruff, Commercial Marketing Specialist for the Red Angus Association of America. We're proud to be the primary sponsor for the 2019 Superior Summer Video Sales. Superior Video Auctions have grown into the beef industry's largest offering of feeder cattle, yearlings, and replacement females. This week, commercial cattlemen will offer some of the highest quality calves available in the industry, and the Red Angus Association is proud to partner with Superior in bringing these cattle to market. Pay special attention to the cattle enrolled in the Red Angus Feeder Calf Certification Program. Calves wearing the yellow FCCP tag are guaranteed to be at least 50% Red Angus in their genetic makeup and are also backed with age and source verification to the ranch of origin. The FCCP program provides access to 2 special grids through Tyson Fresh Meats and Greater Omaha Packing. Additionally, take note of the calves enrolled in the Red Angus Allied Access Program. This added value program provides age and source verification for cattlemen utilizing a planned crossbreeding program. The Red Angus Association appreciates commercial cattlemen utilizing Red Angus genetics in their breeding programs. Red Angus sired calves convert feed efficiently while delivering high-quality grades on the rail. In addition to feeding and carcass advantages the breed has to offer, Red Angus females help boost the rancher's bottom line through their added maternal ability, longevity, and docility. Red Angus replacement heifers have been identified as the beef industry's most favored female through third-party research, which shows that Red Angus heifer calves garner a $4.85 per hundredweight advantage over heifers sired by any other breed. University-backed research has verified what many cattlemen already recognized. There's real value when you identify Red Angus calves in the marketplace. Superior video auction data shows that on average, FCCP tagged calves capture a $2.98 per hundredweight premium compared to Red Angus calves not enrolled in the program. The FCC program is affordable with no enrollment fee and only 99 cents per tag, yet returns tremendous premiums for commercial cattlemen. If you're using Red Angus bulls but have not yet enrolled in FCCP, now's the time. Watch for calves enrolled in FCCP this week in Loveland and notice the high demand from many feeders across the nation. Red Angus would like to thank the crew at Superior Livestock Auction for working with producers across the country to bring quality cattle to market. We would also like to thank the ranchers and cattle feeders who make this event possible. Sponsoring summer video auctions is just one example of Red Angus's commitment to commercial cattlemen in delivering added value options and exceptional market access. For more information on the Red Angus breed or our marketing programs, visit redangus.org. Thank you for joining us during this series of Superior Summer Video Sales and marketing your cattle the Superior way.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is world champion auctioneer Charlie Cummings. Charlie, thanks for being here this morning.
You betcha. Another great morning right here in Loveland, Colorado.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. You know, yesterday when we were ended and we were done, we got to see all these consigners that are starting to pour in, and the room's starting to fill up this morning, and the anticipation's here, and everybody's looking forward to a great day today.
You bet. It was a great day yesterday, and like you say, you know, we started on a lot of southern cattle, so a lot of those folks did not come and see us. But yesterday at 3 or 4 o'clock when we started in, customers and consigners and reps alike filling in and ready for this great day of feeder cattle.
Well, talking about this great day of feeder cattle, what do we have to look forward to from the market today?
I look for a strong market today in these feeder cattle. We look what we did last Friday with that thing being up a couple hundred points, and then yesterday just kind of trading sideways throughout. Look for a great day on the feeder cattle, and for those cattle to be steady to maybe a tick or two higher from where we were a couple weeks ago at our last sale. And kind of to recap yesterday, you look at a 6-weight or a 650-pounder coming in November. There's some demand there, but it wouldn't be real strong, wouldn't be real forceful. We go to a 450 or 550, something a guy can get in November. It looks like they're going to go ahead and graze out throughout the next year, summer months, through winter and summer months. A lot of demand there, and a lot of guys wanting them. So that was really exciting to see as well.
Well, and something that we talked about it all summer long. We've really seen it since Corn Belt, but these demand for program cattle, and yesterday was no different. We really saw those program cattle in high demand.
We did, and we moved from one region to the other, and throughout the program cattle there's a lot of demand there, and we can see that $15 to $17 a hundred pretty easy on them cattle that are in HTC and natural. And then you go to the Gap program, and they're Gap 4, you can see $3 to $4 more dollars there with the demand on them being on the tail end.
Well, one of the great things about being here, we talk about these consigners coming in, the reps coming in. We've got, all these industry partners that are here with us on hand. And so, the consigners that do have questions about, why their neighbors are doing better, or their genetics, or what they can do different, it's a great opportunity to really come out here and be able to visit with these industry partners and get their questions answered and be able to take it back home and practice it next year.
It definitely is. Just talking yesterday with IMI Global and different industry partners that's here with trade show booths and things of that sort. You've done a great job getting all them here as they roll in. And, it's very interesting and as well as very informative to be able to sit there and talk to them and get hands-on. They can explain it to you throughout and, really to put more profit into each and everybody's ranch and each and everybody's business and programs.
Right, because at the end of the day, that's what everybody wants, right, is to build a better product. Well, one of the things, talking about building a better product and getting education, one of the things that we're offering this week is some BQA training seminars. Those will be starting today, and a great opportunity for our consigners to really get an education and our reps to really get that education.
I think we're going to continue to see that as a value-added program as we go into that with Colorado, what the Cattlemen's Association is doing this afternoon, BQA training, guys drifting in and out of that room and staying in there and getting that BQA training. I think we're going to see that as we begin to put that up as a logo, as value-added, and there'll be dollars per hundred seen in that as well.
Well, we always have to talk about it. You and I always have to talk about the serious stuff, and Ralph and I always get to talk about the fun stuff. But we do have a deadline coming up at the end of this week.
We do. This Saturday's going to be July 13th. It's going to be a deadline for a video royale in Winnemucca. So get those contracts in for Winnemucca. Seen a lot of the reps yesterday getting their iPads out and getting the contracts out and getting ready for Winnemucca when they see what those calves are bringing.
Well, you're exactly right. It's time to get on top of those contracts, stay on top of on top of in communication with their rep to keep up with those deadlines, because we've got Sheridan coming up, and it seems hard to believe, but here we are. It's coming right at us, right in the middle of the summer. Well, Charlie, thank you very much for being on this morning. When we return, we'll have Jenny Weingartner with Superior Land Network.
I use an AI service to increase the genetic potential of my herd. We're using top-notch bulls. There's no way I could afford to go buy the bulls that I'm using now without AI. I knew Shane would be somebody that could get the job done and provide me with the help that I needed to do a project like this. I AI myself, but there's no way that I could do 250 head in a project by myself, so I relied on select sires to help me fill that gap.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Jenny Weingartner with Superior Land Network. Jenny, thank you for being out here and coming out here and visiting us in Colorado.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Well, Jenny, last time we saw you was in Natchitoches, and there's been a lot of changes with the Land Network and everything that you guys got going on. So why don't you tell us what's new and what you guys got going on?
You bet. Since we were in Natchitoches in April, we had our conducted our first successful online-only multi-parcel auction. So we're really excited about this tool going forward as we look for more ways to add value for landowners and for our network partners. We now have a platform that enables us to do a really complex multi-parcel auction process exclusively online and get that broader exposure for our clients.
Well, and you were talking about the technology behind it, and it's kind of a one-of-a-kind technology that you guys have been able to utilize and that you're able to take advantage of.
Sure. We've got a great tool, a partner that we've brought on board, and the software just couldn't have worked any better on this last auction that we did in the Panhandle in May. We auctioned off about 4,100 acres in an absolute online-only auction and exceeded the expectations of the seller and far and away any expectation we had for the auction. So it was a great process, and the software, we're really, really looking forward to putting it to use for more clients.
Well, the Superior Land Network is very diverse and it's got lots of different moving pieces. But one of the pieces that always kind of brings it together and that we always talk about is the relationship with Superior Livestock and the relationship with those reps. And you guys have a property right now in Ellis County up in Montana that was featured last night, aired on the American Rancher, but that you guys are kind of focusing on right now. So you want to tell us a little bit about what you guys have that you're offering?
You bet. So we've got a really great listing that one of our network partners, Mason & Morris Ranch Company, has up in Custer and Carter County, Montana. So it's just outside of Miles City, and it's about 46,000 acres. And it is the Ellis Ranch, has been in their family for almost 30 years. And we were really, really excited to go up and film and do the production for that American Rancher segment that premiered last night. And sure hope if you didn't catch it, you'll get to watch that again this Sunday, right?
Sunday,
there you go. There you go.
Sunday at noon.
Very good.
Well, and I was with you last night, and I do know that your phone was kind of ringing off the hook after it showed, because it is quite the property. It had quite the views, and you got some interest generated in it.
It's an incredible listing, and if you're looking for country in Montana, it's definitely one worth checking out.
Well, if they do want more information on this listing or more information on Superior Land Network, where can they go find that information at?
Absolutely. You can always give us a call at 806-324-7949 or visit us online at superiorland.com.
Well, we got lots of great information, and Jenny gave her number on the American Rancher last night. Her phone was ringing off the hook, so I know that if you watch it again Sunday at noon on RFD, you'll be able to get that number and call her. But Jenny, we sure appreciate the relationship. Appreciate you coming up here and joining us in Colorado, and look forward to seeing you in Winnemucca. When we return, we'll have John Jeffrey with BioSign.
We want a trust relationship with our customers. We want them to know that we care about them, that our products work, and we'll stand behind them.
To come back and purchase, to bid and buy their customers' cattle, they're very, very dedicated to a customer's product, and I think that creates a lot of longevity.
98, that's 63,000. Thank you.
If you're in the stocker business, you know healthier, faster-growing cattle mean less treatment costs, happier customers, and stronger bids on sale day. Exceptional care and good nutrition are the keys to healthy, profitable cattle, and the Gain Smart Stocker program provides you all the tools you need to minimize stress at receiving, stimulate appetite quickly, and create efficient gains on forage or feed. Plus, feeding Gain Smart makes your cattle eligible for Superior's first-ever value-added nutrition program. Learn more about Gain Smart Stocker program and find a dealer near you at gainsmart.com.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is John Jeffrey with BioSign. Thank you for being on this morning.
Good morning, Beth. Thanks for having me.
Well, we just got to watch your commercial. We got to hear your commercial, right? That's right. But, one of the things we were talking about earlier is we're in the third year of this partnership that we've started, the first of a kind, this value-added nutrition program that we're offering. And, we were talking about this morning, it's really starting to get legs underneath it. People are starting to pay attention, ask questions, see it come across the block. So tell me what that means for you, being here, being in the room, getting to talk to reps, consigners about it. What does that mean to you to be able to see that momentum behind this?
So we're so fortunate to have started this program, and the leaders of both companies having the foresight to know that nutrition is the next frontier, I guess, in terms of animal health. And so the third year of anything is the year that usually it really takes off and things start to really happen, and we're starting to experience that with this program. Being here is important because it helps us build relationships with your reps and then the folks that do my job out in the country for us. So it's really an important event to come and support and get to meet not only the guys that are reps for the cattle, but even the guys that actually are consigning their cattle through the sale that might be here today.
Well, you kind of hit the nail on the head. You were talking about, that nutrition is kind of, the next frontier, as you say. But, we had several different buyers panels that you've been able to listen to this year. And the buyers are really reiterating that. They're really telling these consigners and our reps the same thing, that they want to see that nutrition and want to know what those cattle are getting.
Right. So, as we look back over the last 20 or 30 years, we've got all these antibiotics and the the sickness rate or the morbidity or mortality in feed yards continue to grow. So one of the panels that we listened to in Denver, they just ask everybody, what can you do to help us get these cattle to be healthier coming off the truck so they can go to work for us in the feed yards. And they all said that a really good mineral program is important, but I think we offer something unique because we're more than just a mineral. We have Amifirm, which is our proprietary fed through microbial. It's a prebiotic. And so not only do we offer great mineral, we offer something that helps that animal increase intake, digestibility, and absorption, and then we get a lot of gut health benefits as well. And feel free to look that up on amifirm.com. It's there for the public to look at, and it's free of charge.
Well, and like you said, it all starts in the gut, right? But, one of the things we were talking about earlier, I was talking about with Charlie, it's really important that we get these industry partners out here because these consigners come out here, they see their neighbors' cattle selling and doing well, and they want to know how to build a better product and what to do better. And that's one of the important things. You get to be out here and get to talk to them. So we appreciate you taking the time. Yeah. We appreciate the company and the relationship that we've developed. And like you said, if you want more information, you can go to the website or find John at any one of the Superior Livestock auctions because he's always here, right? So, John, thank you for being on this morning. When we return, we will have Lee Leachman with Leachman Cattle.
If you're looking for livestock equipment, whether it be permanent or portable, call Ackerman Distributing at 1-800-726-9091. They are #1 in the nation with portable wheel corrals. Also handle portable tubs and portable alleys, double alleys, loading chutes, manual chutes, hydraulic chutes. AckermanDistributing.com. 1-800-726-9091.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Lee Leachman with Leachman Cattle. Lee, thanks for being on this morning.
You bet. Great to be here in lovely Loveland, Colorado.
We're kind of in your neck of the woods, aren't we?
We are. We're right in our neighborhood here, which is nice. We love this place. It's a beautiful day here. It's still snow on the mountains and a sunny day to boot, so it's a great day.
Well, as a Texas girl, it's hard to believe that there is snow on those mountains. But, for folks at home that don't know anything about Leachman Cattle, why don't you give us a little bit of history about Leachman Cattle?
You bet. We've been here in Colorado for 16 years now. We're marketing about 2,000 bulls a year. Most of those are stabilizer composite bulls, but we're also selling Angus and Red Angus and Charolais. We have about 10 sales a year, and most of those are broadcast on Superior.
Well, and now we're just going to talk about that. Your relationship with Superior. You've been with Superior for a while, and being able to get those bulls out in front of a national audience.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to make it easy for buyers to bid. And what's easier than having them available so they can bid online, they can call in and bid. We use the smart auctions format as well. We try to make it easy for buyers.
It's all about the ease, right? And one of the things I was watching an American Rancher that you just had that aired earlier this year, but one of the things that really fascinates me about you and your operation is the education, and the importance of education, that you want to educate your consumers and help them make informed decisions. You're involved with the Beef Improvement Federation and a past president. So you want to talk about how all that kind of ties in and how it helps your consumers in the end.
You bet. At the end of the day, I mean, the thing we see today is these cow-calf producers are struggling to figure out how to best design a cow herd that's going to make them money. And I think there's a lot of different ideas about that, and there's probably a lot of different options. But more and more, we see ranchers saying, how do I raise genetics that are going to reduce my costs? And that was one of the themes at BIF. We had commercial ranchers there from Texas, from Nebraska, from Wyoming, and they were saying, we want these cows to be more efficient. And, that really means run more cows and produce heavier calves and get more production per acre out of their ranch. And that's hard to do genetically. And so we spend a lot of time trying to help ranchers understand how to use all these EPDs. We got all these numbers now, it's like, oh my goodness, it's like overload. I'm kind of a numbers guy, and I tell people I look at all those numbers and I can't figure out which number to buy, which bull to buy. So how do you help a customer? So that's where we try to boil it down with our indexes. We have a ranch index that makes the cow more efficient and saves money, and she's productive and fertile and lives a long time. And then we've got a profit index that measures the whole cycle if you're going to retain ownership. And we're just trying to help people use those numbers better, because I think a lot of people, they don't understand it. It's complicated. Let's face it, it's a far cry from being out on the ranch and doing the things that most ranchers are good at when it comes to town and look at those numbers. And then we ask them to make a decision to buy a bull for a few $1,000 in 45 seconds. It's a tough deal.
So, and like you said, education is important to you, and we appreciate that and appreciate what you do for the consigners, and we get to see a lot of those cattle that come here through Superior. Well, if folks do want more information on Leachman cattle, where can they go find out more information about you and your operation?
You bet. Best thing to do is to visit us on our website, which is www.leachman.com, or just give us a call. We'd be happy to visit with you about our genetics and about how they could help you make your operation more profitable.
We could have the entire show and you could talk to us and give us some education, but I do appreciate you coming in. We appreciate getting to come to your neck of the woods to some cooler temperatures, so thank you for sharing that with us here. Thank you, Lee, for being on this morning. When we return, we'll have Dr. Joe Gallup.
The elements can be relentless. Make sure they have respiratory protection to match.
Show the world that you ranch the Superior way with apparel, hats, and other merchandise from the Superior online store. Whether you're looking for a gift or something for yourself, the only place to find official Superior Livestock branded apparel is at SuperiorLivestockStore.com. The online store features name brands such as Port Authority, Click, and Dry Duck. Hats, jackets, shirts, vests, gloves, coolers, and much more are just a click away. Order today. Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Dr. Joe Gallup, a professional services veterinarian for BI. Thank you very much for being on this morning, Dr. Gallup.
Appreciate having the opportunity to sit down with you today.
Well, we were kind of talking about going over, BI and what's important, and BI has been very dedicated to cattle health and wellness over the years, and that's come forward in the last several years with your Cattle First program. And do you want to talk a little bit about Cattle First and what that really means for the industry and producers here?
Sure. Cattle First is our platform, and BI Animal Health as a corporation is really being invested in the cattle health and wellness and vaccination and prevention of disease. And so it's real important to us to feel like that we're investing in the future of our industry. And so we have a platform that putting cattle first is the most important thing, and everyone in the cattle industry understands without the health of cattle, we can't make it very far, and that's what's important to us as a business.
Well, and one of the things we were talking about earlier, vaccination programs, as we've seen since the early 90s have become, less than 1% of the cattle that we sell are non-vaccinated, right? So people are giving those, vaccinations, but, BI has their market ready, which aligns right with Superior Livestock and, our VAC program. So you want to talk a little bit about the market ready program that you guys offer?
Yes, market ready is our program that we developed to look at getting vaccination to the cattle in a timely manner, and we try to align with groups like Superior so that we have a platform. We also work with the Livestock Marketing Association, different associations, to get a program together where we make sure that cattle are vaccinated correctly, timely, and in a manner that's beneficial to the health of them all the way to the feeder end.
Well, we've kind of talking about that all morning long. Education is what it's important. And these consigners, they come out here, they worked really hard, they're getting their one paycheck a year, they're watching their neighbors' cattle sell, and they have questions about what they can do better, how they can build a better product in the end. And that's BI being here is an example and a testimony towards wanting to be able to help those consigners.
And that's really what we're about. We're trying to make sure that they have an opportunity to have a better product at the end, and we want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of that solution, and we want to be there for them to help develop a program that will work every year in and out.
So somebody at home that's watching and they want to know more information about how they can get more information about BI or what it can do for them, how would you tell them to go about finding more information?
So the first place would be their local veterinarian that uses our products, but there are territory managers and professional services veterinarians like myself across the country that allow the opportunity for you to sit down and develop solutions for what they may need in the future.
Well, or you can just come out to one of our Superior Livestock auctions, and you guys are always here and present, and so we definitely appreciate that. We appreciate the relationship, and we appreciate you being here to be able to answer those questions for our consumers. Dr. Gallup, thank you very much for being on this morning. We appreciate your time. When we return, we'll close the show with world champion auctioneer Ralph Waite.
Vaccination protocols and specifically preconditioning programs are critical to adding value to that cow-calf producer's product. So he can add pounds, he can get more calves, but if he wants to get more per pound for his product, one of the key ways to do that is to present an animal to a prospective buyer that's going to be prepared immunologically to perform. They know that those cattle are more resistant to disease and therefore are going to be more profitable in that feeding period. When you look at the diseases you're trying to prevent, we usually start number one with respiratory disease prevention. When we look at the things that cause respiratory disease in cattle, we have viruses, we have bacteria. When we look at the bacteria, the two predominant bacteria are Mannheimia hemolytica, Pasteurella multocida. And so we see those consistently and in nearly equal numbers from most diagnostic lab reports. Merck Animal Health has been very active in respiratory disease vaccines. Probably the most important over the last few years has been the introduction of intranasal vaccines. So we have the only intranasal Pasteurella vaccine on the market that provides protection against both Mannheimia and Pasteurella. So it allows us to vaccinate very young animals safely in a low-stress way. Stressors like weaning, transportation, castration, dehorning, all these things that can be done and often are done at the same time as vaccination really have a negative effect on the vaccine outcomes. We can vaccinate those calves and not add to the stress level they're experiencing. So talk with your veterinarian and ask what evidence there is that this vaccine is going to work in your particular operation.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now, joining me is world champion auctioneer Ralph Waite. We were just discussing how much fun we got to have last night after the auction here in Loveland, Estes Park with the grandkids, right?
Park with the grandkids. I mean, it's always great. I haven't been to Estes Park a long time. I lived in Greeley for 26 years. I don't know if you knew that or not, but, was there for a long time, and we used to go to Estes Park a lot, and it's a lot of fun up there and just see a lot of things. And I was really surprised right after the 4th of July, big crowds, a lot of people up there. It was great, though. We had fun.
Always fun to go sightseeing and get to be up here and get to come to Colorado, see different parts of the country. Yesterday you had a mouthful, and today you have a mouthful too. So let's get right to it. What do we have to offer on today's auction?
Yeah, we kind of revamped things a little bit and tried to make it easier and are making it easier for the buyers, to be able to see what they want and be able to, maybe not to have to sit all day long and look at a lot of cattle that they're not interested in. So we have broken it down quite a bit. We start out with the Holsteins and the Corrientes right off the bat this morning, and then we'll go to Region 3 on the feeder steers, then Region 4 on the feeder steers, and they'll be separated, Region 3 and Region 4, and then on Region 5 and 6 on the feeder steers, and then we go to Region 3 on the feeder heifers, and then we come back to Region 4 and 5 on the feeder heifers, and then Region 1 and 2 on the feeder steers, and 1 and 2 on the feeder heifers. We'll follow them, and then we'll sell the bred stock right following that, and that'll wind up our day today. And again, a great day of marketing here at Superior.
We're looking forward to it. I was talking with Charlie last night. We got to see, a lot of consigners starting to come in and check into their rooms, and the room's starting to fill up this morning. There's lots of anticipation. Everybody's ready to get started today.
It's a big room that we're in this year, but with all the people that did come in last night and the ones that I've seen this morning, we're liable to be standing room only before the day's done.
Well, we know that by Thursday we'll be standing room only, won't we?
Yeah, you bet. When we get, a lot more of the Colorado ranchers and people that we're going to be working for out of Wyoming and even Montana and Utah, all going to be here.
Well, we're looking forward to an auction. We're looking forward to you getting to go to work for those consigners that we know you enjoy doing so much. Yep, you do.
I do. Kind of like Willie Nelson. They asked him why, at 80-some years old, why haven't you retired? He said, from what? That's kind of my
You get to do, right? Get to do what you enjoy. Well, Ralph, we're looking forward to today. Looking forward to getting you watch you work for those consigners. Stay tuned for the auction and then join us right back here tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Mountain Time for another edition of Superior Sunrise.
Superior.